Hi everyone, Paul here. Quick word of encouragement today about prayer. Felt that this is a word for many of us, even though we go through this season of waiting upon the Lord and waiting to see what's happening as we go through this period of the pandemic in the world. Some countries are opening up, some are easing restriction, while some are seeing a further increase in cases and unfortunately added death. But I just want to use this word this time to quickly give you a word of encouragement. And I'm taking the verses from Luke chapter 1. So I'm reading from the New King James Version in Luke chapter 1. And in Luke chapter 1, where the angel appeared to Zacharias. Okay, so let me read from Luke chapter 1, verse 11. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing on the right side of the altar of incense. So Zacharias was there in the holy place offering incense on the altar of incense. But when Zacharias saw him, he was troubled, and fear fell upon Zacharias. But the angel said to him, "Do not be afraid, Zacharias, for your prayer is heard, and your wife Elizabeth will bear you a son, and you shall call him John." Drop down and verse 18, Zacharias said to the angel, "How shall I know this? For I am an old man, and my wife is well advanced in age." And the angel answered and says, verse 19, and the angel answered and said to him, "I am Gabriel, who stands in the presence of God, and is sent to speak to you and bring you these glad tidings. But behold, you will be mute and not able to speak until the day these things take place, because you do not believe my words, which will be fulfilled in their own time." So here we have a very unique case about a priest, in fact, the cousin of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Elizabeth and Mary, their cousins. So Zacharias is the husband of Elizabeth. They are both very old, and Zacharias was doing his duty in the temple, burning incense. And Gabriel appeared and says, "Hey, you're going to have a son because God has heard your prayers." And he looked around and he says, How can this be? How is it possible? I'm an old man and my wife Elizabeth is very old. And the angel says, "Because you do not believe, you're not going to talk until all these things is fulfilled." How many of us have prayed prayers and then waited and waited and waited? And even though in our heart we want that desire, that prayer to come to pass, and then one day, you pray about it, you fast about it. Some of us fast about it. You may do this or do that. You may constantly cry before the Lord, "Lord, when is this going to happen?" And one day the Lord give you, or maybe you have heard prophetic words, and then you claim it and you stand by faith and you say, this is the year, this is the month, and then it doesn't come to pass. But do you know something? When God in His time come and says, "Hey, your prayers is heard, and you shall have what you have," and you look at yourself and says, "How can this be? I'm already too old. I don't have the strength. How am I going to afford the house? I don't have the means to pay for it. How am I going to have that job? I don't have the qualification for it. How am I going to have that thing? I don't have the experience." Sometimes the question we need to ask ourselves is, do we believe our own prayer when we pray to God? Especially when it takes a long time for it to come to pass. And sometimes, now, I do not know unless God tells you, hey, this is not what I want to give you. I want to give you much more. But the question, therefore, is when God does answer and say to you, hey, what you prayed for, I've heard it, and therefore I'm going to do it for you. And this is what I'm going to do for you. And you look around and it says, I heard it before, Lord. I heard a lot of prophetic words before. I heard a lot of verses that encourage, but it has not come to pass. And you sort of unbelieve what God has spoken to us. And you know something? You may give up on your prayer. You may give up on your dreams. You may give up on the vision that you felt that God has given you, but God has not given up on you. And even as Zacharias, who may have to wait a long time, but when God gave him a son, that son became the Elijah that paved the way or paved the way for Jesus Christ, the Messiah, to come. Yep, it may be a bit late. Yep, it may be a bit weary in waiting, but when it comes and God's timing and it comes to you, God will surely bless you much more than what you can think or imagine. Think about this. Of all the sons, of all the women, of all the mothers to be who have been praying for a child and the child has not come, and they look at their life, 20 years old gone, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and they wonder, well, I keep praying, I keep believing, but this happened, that happened, and it didn't come to pass. And when God finally says, hey, I'm going to bring you a son, and you look and it says, it's going to be a bit too late. Well, you know something? To you, it may be late, but to God, He's going to use that child. He's going to use that house. He's going to use that car. He's going to use that job. He's going to use that wealth. He's going to use your health to bring glory to His Son, Jesus Christ. And as John became John the Baptist, who, baptized, is the only one who baptized Jesus, God may use that thing that you've been praying for, or that child that you've been praying for, or that house that you've been asking God for, or that job that you've been praying for. And when it comes to pass, you know something? You may think it's a bit late. You may think it's a bit slow in coming. But when it comes, it is not for your glory. It is not for your satisfaction, but it's to bring glory to Jesus Christ through you, through your life, through your family, through your wealth, through your prayers. And God will never forget your prayers. God will not forget your dreams. Even when you give up on them, God has never given up on you. So today, I just want to encourage you with this word. Don't give up, because God ain't through with you yet. As long as you live on this earth, as long as you wake up every morning with breath in your lungs, with ability to walk, to eat, praise the Lord, because that day could be the day. That day could be the day that your prayers are answered, your prayers will come true, and you'll be so much glorious than what you can think or imagine. Because even though Zacharias and Elizabeth waited long for their son John to come to pass, guess what? John's name is forever in the Bible. God bless you. Have a great weekend ahead. And don't give up, because God will never give up on you. Jesus loves you. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you, you and your family, your community, your church, your friends. They keep you healthy, keep you safe, keep you blessed and prosperous. In Jesus' name. God bless.